Okay, hello everyone, it's Mr. Morrissey. Bedford High School, Graphing Lines. Our objective today is to graph equations of lines from standard slope-intercept and point-slope form. Okay, so let's see, core. When graphing a line, you will undoubtedly be asked to find the x-intercepts and the y-intercept and the slope of a line. The intercepts are the places where the graphs cross the axis. So just as a quick review of the forms, or maybe it isn't a review for you, the first is the y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept, such as 10x minus 1 or negative 10x plus 1. The second form is standard form, ax plus by equals c. A is greater than 0, so it's positive, and a, b, and c are integers. So for example, 2x minus 3y equals 4, or x minus y equals 1. Again, remember, on the x minus y, there is on this one, there is the ever important invisible 1. I had a great question on the video summarizer. Someone asked me, do you need to write the invisible 1 in? And you don't. You can totally just write x minus y equals 1, but you should know that the invisible 1 is there. And then the third one is the point slope form. Apparently it's Miss Irving's favorite. That's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And if you read this, it says you're only filling in where you see, I'm gonna highlight where you fill in. You fill in here, here, and here. The x and the y that don't have a subscript on them, you just leave as x and y, just like the x and y equals mx plus b. And this one, there's an infinite number of possibilities because you can choose any point on the line. So let me give you an example of one. If you were, hold up. If you were told m equals 2 and the point was 2 comma 3, then there would be your equation of a line. Okay, but let's practice this. So example 1, graph 4x minus y equals 4. So from standard form, you can totally get the intercepts. The x-intercept is going to be when y is 0. So it looks like the x-intercept looks like 1. So I will put a dot there at 1. Again, I want to make sure everyone knows x comma y. And the y-intercept is when x is 0. So it would appear that negative 4 is the y-intercept. There's my rough sketch of my line. Let's see if this makes sense. Let's go from standard form to slope-intercept form. So I'm going to move the y to this side by adding it, and I'm going to subtract the 4. I know that was sort of confusing, but 4x minus 4. So our y-intercept of negative 4, which the board is a little bit off, but this is totally 0 comma negative 4. That makes sense because negative 4 is our intercept on the y-axis. 4 is our slope. And that should make sense. Let's see if I can illustrate this. Because from this point, you're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going up 4, and you're going over 1. So that's a slope of 4. So I sort of botched that, but up 4 over 1. So the y-intercept is negative 4, and we're done. Oh, we got to fill in the table. So let's fill in the table. I'm going to fill in the table based on 4x minus 4. I always start with easy numbers. Let's start with negative 1. So that's negative 8, 0, negative 4, 1, 0, 2, 4. All right, that's example 1, guys. Let's go to the next question. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Oh my God. Consider the line described by y equals 3x minus 7. Find 3 points on the line. Okay, so starting with a table is not required, but it might be a good first step. So I like plugging in -1. Ooh, -10. 0, 1, 2. So there we go. There's our table. Okay, so we have our table. So let's plot a couple of these points. So -110. So it's way off the map. 0, 7, 1, 2. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Okay, so 0, 7. And the slope is 3. So go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. So let's see if that makes sense. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, -4. It works. Go up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Is that 2, -1? Perfect. Go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. There's my line. So 3 points on the line. I got my points right here. And then find the slope of the line. The slope is 3. Okay, how is the slope related to the numbers in the equation? It's m. Find the y-intercept of the line. That's easy to answer. That's -7. This is y-intercept, 0, -7. Perfect. How is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept related to the equation? Well, it's the term, the b term. Find the x-intercept. Oh, the x-intercept, it would appear that it's 2, but we know it's not, because when you plug in 2, you get -1. So the x-intercept, y is going to be 0. Woo. So x, what happened? 7/3 equals x. So that's 2 and 1/3. So that's 7/3. To be sure, I'm going to make a little point here. So this is 7/3, comma 0. And we already graphed a line. Wow, we just did 6 parts to the question. Make sure you understand all 6 parts. They're very, it's essential to understanding how to graph. If you know what the 3 is, you know what the -7 is, you know what the slope is, you know the x-intercept, you know the y-intercept. That's a good chunk of the beginning half of this unit. All right, guys, let's keep going. 3. What is the slope of the line passing through -3, 5, 2, comma -5? Write the equation in, oh my gosh, this is a good, okay, this is a good problem. Okay, so let's find the slope. So let me write this a little bit bigger so you can see it. I know it is a little blurry on YouTube, and I apologize for that. I had a great question on the video summarizer from one of the classes. People said, does it matter how you label the points? That looks like a 2. So it doesn't matter as long as if this is x1, then this is y1, and this is x2, y2. So this is from our last video. Okay, so the y's on the top. Someone in my last class said, I said, how do you remember the rise over run thing? And they said, well, it's sort of like y's, like your y's. And so y's is sort of like the y's, like y's, your y's. Not like you're a wise Alec, but you have wisdom. So y's over x. Okay, so this is going to be it would appear -2 is my slope. Okay, so now if I know the slope, I'm going to start with the point slope form, because point slope form is the easiest one for me. I'm going to say y. I'm going to use this one, -3. There's my first equation. Okay, now to go to y equals mx plus b, Now to go here to standard form, we're just going to distribute. Hold on. And then minus 6 plus 5. So the next form, the y equals mx plus b, the slope-intercept form, that's negative 2x minus 1. And then standard form, we just want to get the x to the other side. And the coefficient in front of y is the invisible 1. All the coefficients are integers, and x is positive. We're done. Okay? Remember, you can pause at any time. All right, there's two special cases. A vertical line through 2, 0 has the equation. Well, that's x equals 2. That's right here. Okay, no matter what, the x value is always 2. And a line through 0, negative 2 is a horizontal equation. That's y equals negative 2. Okay, that's important to know. We'll practice that. We'll have even a special problem set that has a lot of questions on vertical and horizontal lines. Graph the line y equals 1. Okay. Oh, sorry, negative 1. Well, here it is. That's a horizontal line through negative 1. And if you were to choose, say, these 2 points, well, remember the whole thing I just said about rise over run? That's like y's over run. For y's, there's no, the y doesn't go up or down. So the y's are 0. There's no up and down movement, but there is a left to right movement. So it's 0 over some number. Well, that equals 0. So the slope of a horizontal line is definitely 0, but x equals 2 is a vertical line through x equals 2, or actually I should say 2 comma 0. And that one, the slope there, well, there is a rise up and down, so there is a number for the rise. But so this is for x equals 2. The run, there's no left to right run, so that's 0. And you can't divide by 0. That's something you just cannot do, dividing by 0. So this is undefined. If you wanted to actually choose points, you could pick a point like, for example, 2 comma 3 and 2 comma negative 3. Those are 2 points on the line. And if I wanted to find the slope between them, 3 minus negative 3, this is equal to the slope. 3 minus negative 3 is equal to 2 minus 2. Pen jumped. That's going to be 6 over 0. Can't do that. That's undefined. And you can hear my nose is starting to run. I don't know what the heck's going on with me. It's a nice blue day, blue sky day. You should look right now. Look outside. Look at your watch. Hopefully it's not like 11:30 p.m. So hopefully you're doing this at a reasonable hour. Let's keep going. Okay, last one. Let me see if I can power. I'm sorry. I gotta hit pause for a second. I need to go get a tissue. Okay, my bad. I just popped my eardrums. Actually feels a little bit better. So we're gonna finish this one. We can finish up in like a minute. See if I can get underneath 15 minutes. So the cost C of hiring repairmen to come in for H hours is given by cost C equals 50 plus 25H. What does the repairman charge to walk in the door, and what is the hourly rate? So if you were actually going to graph this, well, $50 is right here, 0 comma 50. And if this is hours and this is cost, well, there's a rough sketch of what this looks like. If the person comes in for no hours or just steps foot in the door, hasn't started working at all, you're paying 50 bucks. So to charge to walk in the door, well, that's here. That's the y-intercept. And then 25 is the slope of the curve. So for 1 hour, you're going to be 75. So this is 1 comma 75. So let's just see that you see this. The slope is 75 minus 50 over 1 minus 0. That's 25 over 1. That is your slope, and that is the hourly rate, $25 an hour. People are saying, that's it? Oh, I thought it was harder than that. Well, you want to make sure you understand the two different parts of the equation. This is like, okay, this is like the same thing as saying y equals 25. I'm trying to here be like Khan Academy. X, this is hard with all the clicking, plus 50. Okay, I believe that's it. Tis. Okay. Remember, you're going to fill out the video summarizer for Mr. Morrissey, and I will see you next class with a smile on your face. See you later.